Hey guys, so one of the big things lately that's been coming up here and really highlighted not just in my own experience but reflected back from others as well is this deep masculine guilt and shame and fear surrounding sexuality. And this directly impacts male-female relationships and the way men really embody and address spirituality and the spiritual life in general. It's this real timid, uncertain, standoffish kind of way. So, and it's because there's so much fear of cycles playing out the same. There's so much guilt of the past and things that we associate with having done or not done, being a part of, implementing certain energy fields and thoughts that are still widely in the collective today. So if we could just open up, I'm going to do a little light language chanting. I still use the term light language, but that's not really, it doesn't register too well. But till another term comes that I'm called to use, I'll keep using that one. So again, this is not, I don't like to use the term clearing or anything, because that implies like, I can't, I'm not here to clear anything for you. If you want to hold on to whatever you want to hold on to, obviously that's your choice. Nobody can take that away from you. That is your free will. You can hold on to whatever you want to hold on to. So I like to use the term just a loosening. This will just kind of loosen up and allow that to be highlighted, to be shown. And so if you want to take the opportunity to allow that to be highlighted and surrendered, cleared, however it shows up to be framed there, healed, join with source, whatever, just do that. And typically these are associated with the lower energy centers, so if you just want to pay attention there, you can highlight that. And maybe you've already, just talking about it, you've got something going on, and you can see the lightening perhaps when this comes up. Maybe it'll give you a sticking point, a centered point, a lodge point where that is. And just, I would encourage not to try, you really want to go into that, you really want to hold that. If anything, see how stuck it can be. Really just see if you can keep it there. Just try, just try. Can you just hold that just knot of discomfort, and just allow that, whatever happens with that, to happen. All right, you want to just really experience that fully. Just go, and that's it. So we don't need to escape it. We don't need to get out of it. We don't need to make it wrong. We just really need to be willing to acknowledge that and see what's there. So I'm gonna go from here. And if you want to do some breaths and visualize, I'm not going to really be able to do that as this is flowing. So if you want to do that, you can kind of go with your own tempo, breathing in and out. And the visualization with that's really good. I think I've got another video on that highlights that. So all right, let's just flow with it. Nea shea nea te natea tea te o ite ashinite ate ante ne ante E ante ante ashenante ake. E ate. You probably already see a loosening, a gentleness, just an ease, allowing. Oftentimes this just tends to highlight a looser aspect of yourself to tune into and to be able to give that presence to, of that. If you find it moving, the localization through energy centers, that's fine. Again, you don't need to go back anywhere, just wherever seems to be highlighted. There seems to be a focalization in a new point, a shifting back and forth, or just a broadening generalization. That's great too. Ante ante, nate ante ante. E ashe ante ante. E ante ante ante. Ne ashe ante ante. Ne ashe ante ante. E ante ante ante. Again, you can almost witness a loosening, a restructuring. And oftentimes it's not that we have the idea that we want to get rid of these things, to remove everything. Some things aren't meant to be removed in their entirety. They're meant to be restructured, reorganized, put in their proper place to allow that to be recontextualized within you, for you to embody the fullness of that in its intended way, right? It's not, we're not trying to get rid of the lower energy centers, clear them out to where they don't exist. You're allowing for that proper function. It's really removing the fear distortions that have been embedded in that. And a lot of that guilt and shame programming continues to loop from that, right? It's because that's what's backing it up. It's the fear of repeating it, fear of repeating that, fear of repeating that, fear of repeating that. So we see, we don't need to have that fear. We don't need to have that. I don't want to say it that way. The fear is not, it's not that you don't need to have that. And it's not that that being there is wrong. We no longer need to have that drive from that. We need to have that coming up, running that show. But in order for that not to do that, we have to acknowledge that. We can't continue with these same cycles, these same energies looping in the same way. We'll get more of the same. So this is something, as men, can't run from. Likely, if you're a man on this planetary sphere, you face this, you've seen into this, you'll continue to face this and see into this, and as long as it seems to be necessary. And this is really a great service, y'all, because this is one of the major distortions on this planetary sphere. There's so much, sexual abuse, sexual manipulation, and then the fear and guilt and shame surrounding that on both sides. Tremendous. And, this is something I didn't want to look at when this first started coming up here, and really the eyes were forced to be opened and acknowledge that. I mean, I tried to shut it out just because it can be very, very intense, very, very uncomfortable. But we can meet that. What is that? What is that discomfort? Do we have to be afraid of and tune out that emotional energy? No. We can't. This stuff has to be cleared. It has to come up. And it doesn't have to be this huge story, this huge thing. It's just a simple acknowledgement, a simple willingness to be honest. This is here. This is coming up now. It's my time to address this. I don't have to put this off anymore. I can meet this in an open space. I can face all that frustration, all that fear, all that guilt, all that shame. And sometimes, this might be deeper than others. I'm not just, like, that was a very, very quick. We just, went through that. It's like, oh yeah, it's nice. Oh yeah, that's it. That's all you got to do. Boom. I mean, some days there may be a day you're just gonna have to sit, lay, and just experience that, whatever it is, wherever it's located. Go into those energy centers, those focalized points. Allow the story and the narrative that seems to, because we want to put that off too. We want to try to get to a point where we're ignoring anything, like, oh, I don't have any more guilt from this lifetime. I've already faced and resolved all that. I'll put that off. Well, if you faced and resolved all that, why would you care if it needs to come back up again? Because you ain't really resolved it all. That's why you care. Because you don't want to look at it. So that's not a big deal, and we can, that can actually layer itself, because then it's like you want to throw some guilt and shame on top of it, because like, oh man, I thought I faced all this, I thought I looked at all this. Yeah, that's really the freedom, is like getting to that place where you don't need to run from anything. You don't need to defend from you or anything out there, from your past, future. But that takes honesty. Where are we still running? Let's run into this. Yeah. Just be willing to go into it, man. All the sexual bullshit. It's not bullshit. But in that way, that energy keeps some bullshit going. So. And don't be so hard on yourself. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, but don't be so hard on yourself. This is a tough realm, guys. It's a tough one. And there's a lot of forces at play. There's a lot, there's a lot that's heavily invested in keeping these energies looping. And you have a choice in that. Do you want to keep delaying and allow that to keep going, or are you ready to get down to business? Are you ready to be a man? I wasn't for a while. Yeah, I got to be honest. I was not. I was terrified, because then that means responsibility. That means taking ownership. It means seeing where I wasn't doing that. It means really looking at the darkness and not putting it off anymore. Really committing to what I hold to be true. So, I think I'll end with that. Let's be willing to do something different. Do something different. We can. All right. Peace and love.